Hi everybody, I'm Lori Lapine, Everyday Friday Creations. I wanted to talk to you today about my light setup for my handy quilter machine. I noticed when I was perusing some of my favorite quilting sites on Facebook that lots of questions about how people do their lighting and what they do, and I thought I'd show you what I have. I had a few comments on mine and I kind of like it. It's nice and bright and it helps me with seeing everything because God only knows my eyes are getting a little older. So let me tell you a little bit about this thing. I have the Handy Quilter Infinity 26-inch machine, LongArm. So I have a 12-foot frame, the Gallery 2 frame, and I created a light stand that would go the full length and a little bit extra for my machine. My husband and I, because I'll tell you, I'm not so handy as he is. I can do a quilt, but he does all the other stuff. He created this with my help. I created this, we've created this out of PVC piping, some shop lights that we got from Costco, zap straps or zip ties, and we also used a number of these little, I'm going to call them snap bracelets or slap bracelets to put on the cord so that it doesn't go out too far. So they just go around the cord, around the pipe, and they keep everything nice and steady. I also use those on my my leaders when they're folded up, so it's kind of nice. So that's just a little tip. I used 3 in total to do the full length of my machine. They are approximately, I'm going to say about 3.5 feet, and they are all joined together. The nice thing about these is they're all on remote, and I can adjust the setting to a warm or to a cool light as well as up and down. And if you take a look, I'm going to turn them off and I'll turn them on. I have a little thing that I just put it in next to my machine. I know where it is all the time, so that's really convenient. It is power, so it does have to have a plug that it can plug into, but the remote is a nice touch. So that was one of the things that I really liked about this. So let me talk to you about the supplies that we used. Like I say, we used regular PVC piping and some elbow joints, some joining parts there. You'll notice that there's a nice little black line. So this little black line, and I'm sure that most people setting these up, you'll see that they all line up. That's one of the things that we talked about when we were doing it, that we had to make sure that these were level. So that was a way to make sure they all lined up properly. The front one here is approximately 12 inches. And we used an elbow joint to bring it down with a cap on the bottom. I also have a little little felt that I put underneath, so it is movable and quite easily movable, as you can see. I also used one on the back, which is a little bit longer because I went the full length of my, or almost the full length of my frame on the back. So this one is 2 feet. So 24 inches, and again we use the elbow joint with the belt on the bottom. The one in the center is a different configuration, and you can see that it has the straight as well as almost like a Y. Up top we used elbow joints again, and we went the full distance. We actually joined 2 together on the top, right in the center. I have a low spot in my ceiling, so it was one of the things that we had to look at. Again, on this side, we actually came out a little bit further. As you can see, I have a little bit of area to walk behind my machine, which was one of the things. I didn't want to be tripping over it right here, especially using my handles and stuff. So we put it right up, butt up next to the wall. And this again has the same configuration, the elbow joints, the wide joints, and this is the side with my plug on it. So this is where I use the little snap bracelets. So when we were looking at this, we knew that we needed at least the 12-foot frame plus some extra space. So we used 8-foot lengths on the top, and this would actually be changed depending on your machine and what size frame you have. As you can see, we used the zap straps or the zip ties to go around the lights. These are not hot, they're all LEDs, which is quite nice. And that's how we strap them to the PVC piping. So when we were making this, I had it up about a week and I noticed there was a small bow in the center. Of course, PVC piping, it has a bit of give, so it had a little tiny bit of a bow. As you can see, I do have a low portion here in my ceiling. And what we found was that if we used a command hook and again another zip tie, we just put it up so that it just gave it a little bit of extra support on either side of this. So you might want to keep that in mind when you are making yours, or if you are considering this idea, as it might bow given the size or the length of your lighting system. If you have somewhere that you can use this type of thing, or maybe even a taller ceiling that you can possibly do a lighter system of some sort to keep a little bit of extra support in the center. That was all we noticed. Like I say, it's quite movable. I gave myself extra space, and you can see that it still moves quite a bit. So I'm very cautious of that when I'm walking around. The lighting we purchased at Costco. We purchased 3 boxes, and they were $40 approximately Canadian per light. And the PVC piping, I'm gonna say approximately $40 to $50, give or take. On the joints, we also used the PVC glue. That just gave it a little bit of extra support. So you want to make sure that you are lined up, because once it's dry, it's dry. You can't change it afterwards, so you have to make sure that's very lined up very straight. And the zap straps I bought from Amazon, and these slap wrists, which I have tons of them in my sewing area. I use them for a number of things. I use them on my leaders, I use them for wires, I put them around my stabilizer for other things, for my embroidery. You'll notice that this lighting is quite bright, and it does help with the area considerably. So hopefully you found this video a little helpful, and you can see there are some alternatives to your LongArm lighting system. This is just one of them. If you like my video, please hit the like, and if you want to, you can take a look at some of the other videos on my channel. Have a great day and happy quilting!